Fox News, today is the day to fire Brian Kilmeade. Brian Kilmeade said that the solution to homelessness in America is to murder 700,000 human beings. That's his answer. To involuntarily euthanize Americans who live on the street. That is disgusting.
These people are fucking insane. Watch this video and I'll be right back.
We don't have to, we feel so compassionate because you see the mental health crisis happening.
Exactly.
But it's not our job. We shouldn't have to live in fear while they figure out what's going on right there.
Right.
Put them in a mental institution, put them in a jail, and you guys figure it out. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill.
Brian, why did it have to get to this point?
Right. I would say this: we're not voting for the right people. Involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill.
Brian, why did it have to get to this point?
Right. I would say this: we're not voting for the right people.
Huh? A lot of those homeless people are veterans. What the fuck? Black man, look at your face. Look at your face after you heard that statement. Look at Sambo chucking and jiving and then realizing, oop, he said some crazy shit. Mr. Brian Kilmeade, I wish for you what you wish for others. May you never have peace.
Are you tired of seeing homeless people? Yeah.
Involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
That is very pro-life of him. And then they continue the conversation like Kilmeade didn't just suggest unaliving people whose only crime is not affording a house. Sure sounds like one of those post-birth abortions they accuse the left of having. And then Blondie, skirting past the whole execute the poor comment, asks,
Why did it have to get to this point?
Right.
Wages not keeping up with housing prices, funding cuts for addiction and mental health care, an increase in the unhoused elderly population. You want me to go on? But why help the poor like that Jesus guy they all say they love would do, when you could just give them all the needle instead?
You do know what involuntary means, right? It means to do something against your will. Against. So that in itself negates choice. And I get it. You mean the choice would be to get the help that they're providing, which is next to nothing, because they've been gutting that for the last 8 months. Because this administration does not like the mentally ill. Their other option, go to jail for the rest of their lives. Because their crime is being homeless or mentally ill. And the next guy, up the ante.
Involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it?
Forget about life in prison. Let's just do involuntary lethal injection. Why even bother to have them in prison? Who the hell is he to put that on the table as a choice? Who is he to judge who lives or dies? And that's the problem. People thinking they have a right to say who lives or dies. You are not God. You do not get to judge.
Brian Kilmeade, on Fox News, to millions of people, suggested euthanizing, murdering people less fortunate than him. People with mental health illnesses, maybe veterans, maybe not, but doesn't even matter. Human lives. Like, what has happened in this country between the murder of Charlie Kirk and now a Fox News host calling for euthanizing, killing, murdering the down and out? Like, I just got to say this to Christians out there. If you cheer on what Brian Kilmeade says, I've got to tell you, those are the exact people that he's suggesting killing. Those are the exact people that if Jesus was walking earth today, that he would be hanging out with. Those would be the people that he would have in his company. Jesus wouldn't be going to Fox News and hanging out with all the makeup people with Mar-a-Lago face. He'd be hanging out with the exact people that are being deported, that are in situations much less fortunate than him. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. And if Fox News doesn't fire him, and they won't, they have no right ever to complain again about what anybody says.
I usually don't do this, but I feel like I got to. Fox News, are you serious? Y'all really said to unalive the homeless? Hey, Brian Kilmeade, this message for you. I don't even know if I said your damn name right, but it don't even matter. You said just to unalive the homeless on national TV, live on Fox, and I ain't just holding you accountable, I'm holding every single one of them that was up there, especially the one that looked just like me. And you co-signed it? Y'all really said on national TV, with kids watching, to unalive the homeless? It don't matter what context y'all was saying it about. It don't matter what situation you were saying it about. Y'all really went on national TV and said to unalive the homeless. Y'all out y'all goddamn mind? This wasn't just a slip up. This is really how y'all feel. I got hella comfortable saying it, but we all know why that is. Suggested lethal injection for the homeless people, for people that's already suffering, people who are already sleeping on the concrete, starving, mentally broken. But we ain't even gonna address the fact that there's a lot of veterans out there that serve the very same country that's trying to do this to them. There's kids out there, there's women out there, there's people on the street that's running from abuse, that don't got nowhere else to go. Your resolution is to unalive all of them. These ain't my words, this is Fox News words. These ain't my words, this is Brian Kilmeade's words. These ain't my words, this was 3 people on national TV allowed to come out somebody's mouth and agree with it. Who didn't stop him from saying it? Oh, this is accountability right here. Fox News, you aired it. You published it. Didn't cut it, you didn't walk it back. It's people right now losing their job, saying what they saying about you know who. And y'all went on national TV and put a target on the most vulnerable people. When they said that, what do you think people gonna do? If you already saying it, if you already trying to make it normalized, y'all telling me y'all ain't got no heart? Y'all gonna say that on national TV? Man, Fox News needs to be held accountable. Brian Kilmeade needs to be held accountable. Every single person that was on that air needs to be held accountable. This ain't no damn way y'all gonna make it normalized to do what y'all doing to these people. At least let it be aired to kids that watch the news. All I'm saying, somebody needs to be held accountable. Brian Kilmeade needs to be fired. Every single person that was on air that allowed him to say it, that didn't stop him from saying it, needs to be held accountable. They need to be fired too. When are y'all gonna stand up against the people that's pushing their own narrative? Don't let them come with that freedom of speech shit, because y'all all know that only works when they see fit. And if nobody told you, remember Chemo told you, stay motivated and protect your peace like your life depends on it, because clearly it does.
You have got to be fucking kidding me. He is joking about executing people who are homeless and mentally ill and acting like that shit is normal. Well, I think he's joking. I don't know. Maybe he's not. But what I do know is if he was saying that shit about the politicians or the billionaires or the 1%, there would literally be consequences overnight. I guarantee you the FBI would be pounding on his door before he even got home from work. But because it's about the homeless and the mentally ill, it's okay, right?
Did y'all see what them Fox News said about the homeless people? All 3 of them motherfuckers need to be fired, because why is y'all sitting up here talking about homeless people should get a lethal injection like that shit is cool? That shit ain't fucking cool. Maybe you should get a lethal injection since you feel that way. Let's give your ass a lethal injection. You act like these people ain't human beings, like these people ain't got families and people that love and care about them. Shit fucking happens. And America is the reason why we got so many motherfucking homeless people, because y'all don't pay people enough to be able to keep a roof over their head. And yeah, some of these people got problems. Some of these people are addicts. Some of these people have mental issues. And a lot of them are probably going to live their lives as homeless people for the rest of their lives. But those motherfuckers need to be fired for that bullshit that they sitting up there talking about like that shit cool. They fired the MSNBC dude for stating facts about Charlie Kirk. They need to fire their ass for inciting violence against homeless people.
The host from Fox News that said, we should euthanize homeless people. Yes, those were his real words on Fox News this weekend, and he later apologized, saying that his words were crass.
Now, during that discussion, I wrongly said they should get lethal injections. I apologize for that extremely callous remark. I'm obviously aware that not all mentally ill homeless people act as the perpetrator did in North Carolina.
And he still has a job. So if what you actually care about is canceling people who hate human life and celebrate death and advocate for violence, how about you go blow up his mentions?
Mental illness or homelessness does not equate to criminal behavior. Many people in these populations are in them because of systemic failures, the lack of affordable housing, insufficient mental health services, poverty. Framing them as criminals or threats deserving lethal force conflates illness or poverty with criminality. That is dangerous. That is misleading, you uncivilized mutts.
They think that if people are homeless or suffering from mental issues, living on the street, you should offer them lethal injection. You don't know how those people got there. God damn it, I just looked. Let me stop, G. Don't want to curse. I just had looked at a bill that I got this month for lights, almost $600 light bill. So you sitting up here talking about offering people that's homeless, and you don't know those people's situations. You know what I'm saying? Almost a $600 light bill I got in my home this month, and you sitting up here looking down on people that are homeless and saying they need to be lethal injection or off. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how people get there. You better be careful talking about people that are homeless, because you could very well be there tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know how blessed they are. Everything is going up through the roof. It's hard for people to buy houses, hard for people to maintain rent, hard for people to pay utility bills, hard for people to pay car notes, insurance, going to work. It's hard these days. I have never in my life seen my bills are over my mortgage. I'm being honest with y'all. But you got these people on Fox News, as hard as it is out here to make a living, and people out here are really trying, and it seems like the more you try, the more the government are kicking you 10 steps back. You sitting up here talking about people that are on the streets or whatever, homeless, need to be lethal injection. They ain't no good. It's not their fault. A lot of them are there. You know what I'm saying? But you better be very careful, you people on Fox News, you three. I don't even know y'all names because I don't like the shit anyway. I just saw the clip. But you sitting up here down to people that are homeless. It make me mad because I know how blessed I am. You don't know these people's story. You don't know how these people got there. But the audacity of these people on Fox News, you educated. High on a horse living people. You know what I'm saying? Staying in your mansion, in your big houses and stuff. You ain't got to worry one day to the next where your meal coming from. Looking down on people like that as if you all this and they all that. They ain't worthy to live. Just off them. How dare y'all? The audacity of y'all people. Some people, y'all worry about one thing, but y'all don't see stuff like this. This is what we need to be worried about. People like this is what we need to be worried about. Because instead of y'all sitting up there talking about offering somebody that's homeless, you should be trying to figure out a way to fix the problem.
So the other day, I kind of noticed something that I thought was strange. And that is the areas that I drive in, which normally have some population of homeless people, I wasn't seeing the same people or any people that I typically see on those commutes or in those areas. And I've been kind of paying attention to it for the past few days, and I still haven't seen them. Now, these are areas that they typically are out there, rain or shine, heat, cool, it doesn't matter. They're always out there. It's the same people over and over. And I started paying attention, and it was kind of that way all throughout the city. So I'm curious, because one of the days I saw police officers talking to the homeless gentleman, and there was 2 cars that were blacked out SUVs, like the typical MO. And I started to think, is ICE disappearing the homeless people around us? And we just haven't noticed because they often go unnoticed. So I'm curious, leave a comment and tell me if you've noticed the same thing, because it's all throughout the city and it's something strange in such a large metroplex. I want your opinion or your thoughts on this current hypothesis of mine that ICE is not only taking immigrants, but they're also starting to disappear the homeless population.
Y'all, I'm recording this because this is weird. This is really weird. Trump's executive order about the homeless people, that all homeless people had to get picked up or taken to another place. I'm down in downtown Fort Worth, and we usually have a big homeless community here, but everybody's gone. This park and all these benches you see behind me, all that used to be filled with homeless people, and they're just disappeared overnight. Where did all the homeless people go? What are they doing with them? These are questions we need to ask.
Have y'all seen the reports going around? Everyday people are starting to speak out, sharing videos and posts that claim homeless individuals are allegedly being picked up in unmarked vans and taken to undisclosed locations. Now, these aren't official government press releases. These are people on the ground, citizens with phones saying that this happened right here, right now. In cities like Nashville, people have allegedly seen plain unmarked vehicles pulling up, officers or security workers in plain clothes approaching unhoused people and taking them away without clear explanation. The problem here is not just about homelessness. It's about due process, transparency, and power. And that matters, because if these removals are happening the way people say that they are, multiple constitutional rights may be violated. The Fourth Amendment, it protects against unreasonable seizures. Grabbing somebody without a warrant or probable cause, that is illegal. The Fifth and the 14th Amendments, that guarantees due process. No one should be taken or institutionalized without charges, legal counsel, or at least a hearing. The Sixth Amendment gives you the right to know why you're being held and to have a lawyer. The Eighth Amendment, it protects against cruel and unusual punishment. Criminalizing people for being unhoused, mentally ill, or poor, that's not justice. These rights apply to everyone, especially the most vulnerable. When public safety turns into quiet removal and silence replaces explanation, we have to ask, where are people being taken? Are they being charged, given legal aid, released, and who authorized this? And now, this month, Trump signed a brand new executive order that pushes local officials to remove unhoused people from public spaces, especially those with addiction or mental health issues, and funnel them into long-term institutions or forced treatment centers. The administration is redirecting federal grants to states that crack down on urban camping, loitering, and alleged vagrancy. They are cutting funding for housing first approaches and harm-reducing services. That order came down on July 24th. It's not hypothetical, it's active policy now. So yeah, it's not just rumors anymore. I'm not saying every claim is verified, far from it. But when people are reporting seeing unmarked vans rolling up to take someone off the street with no badge or explanation, that is not just suspicious, that is a huge red flag. And this is why platforms matter. And this is why citizen journalism matters. Because if you or I don't talk about it, who will?
Atlanta. I take Cortlandt Street and I'll take it all the way, and it'll put me right onto the highway. But when there's some traffic, I will make a right on Martin Luther King, and then I'll make a left on Pryor. So from Cortlandt to Pryor, it's basically a long block, and on that block is a church. And normally, on that whole block, that whole sidewalk, it'd be nothing but homeless people. They got their tent set up and everything, all gone. It's completely clean. The sidewalk is spotless. Only thing you can do, you can smell that always been there. Not making fun of it, but it's like, where in the heck did they put all the homeless people? I mean, it was a bunch of them. I'm talking about spotless. The sidewalks are clean. And I'm like, what did they do with the homeless people? And then when you make a left on Pryor, you go a little bit further down, and I think it's like a homeless shelter or recovery center. And it usually be a lot of homeless people out there as well. And there's no people over there neither. The streets over there is clean. What are they doing to the homeless people? Where are they putting them? These homeless people are missing now. It's crazy. Where are the homeless people?
This is something crazy that's been happening with homeless people. And you don't see this in the news. You don't hear anybody talking about it. But a while back, I had this friend who is homeless, and he's been homeless for some time. Now, his problem is that he just doesn't know how to fit into society, and he's just sort of made his life on the streets. And several people try to help him, but he just does not want to leave the streets. Well, one day I was driving and I see him out and about. I stopped and I'm like, hey, let me get you some food and let's hang out for a little bit. So he gets in the vehicle and we go and get some food. I asked him, I said, do you want to ride like downtown to the shelter? And he's like, oh, no, like I don't stay at the shelter. Bad stuff happens there. And he goes, I sleep at this one business because there's a bunch of cameras outside. And I'm like, oh, what, like, are you afraid of something? And he's like, yeah. He's like, there have been a series of these vans that appear in like parks, and they are like downtown, and they just show up. And he said they go up to the homeless people saying that like, hey, we can help you. We can like, give you a job or, give you a place to stay. And he said they will get in those vans and he never sees them again. And he said, like he had a couple people that he knew that have just completely disappeared. And, so I was just kind of like, maybe he's been on the street too long. Like maybe he's losing it a little bit, And he's like, no, listen, go to this park right now. And I'm like, okay. So we drive over to this park, and sure enough, parked by like kind of like an encampment of homeless people was this weird looking van. There was this bald headed guy sitting in the passenger seat with his sunglasses on. And I mean, he just looked very out of place. And this van, it was really weird because it said like something community service or something, but it didn't look like they were doing any kind of community service. And I've never heard of them before. So I was like, that's like really, really weird. And so then I ended up dropping him off for the night in front of this business where he was going to sleep. And, after that, I never heard from him again. And I haven't seen him on the streets. Like I haven't seen anyone that has gotten in touch with him. And it's almost like, I sometimes wonder, like, did he somehow disappear? And like, did something happen to him? Because I cannot find him like anywhere. So, it's just really eerie that all that stuff just perfectly transpired. And so I definitely think there is something going on.
Does anyone know what they're doing with the homeless people that they're removing from Los Angeles? I guarantee they're not housing them. Anyone that's applauding this has literally lost their humanity. It could be any one of us. You're closer to being homeless than you are being a billionaire, just so you know. Does anyone know? What's next? What are they going to do next that we're just going to be okay with?